When you look at AI, RVing may not be the first thing that comes to your mind when thinking about AI, but I guarantee you that AI is definitely influencing RVing. So the question is it good for RVing? Is it helping RVing, or is it ruining RVing? We got a handful of ways that it's affecting it, and let's see, is it helping or ruining? Okay, let's go to the source, because we can't exactly just type in ChatGPT, is AI ruining RVing? It's obviously going to say that it isn't, but we can look at a few examples. So these are places you can't go to. You can't go to that spot. You can't camp in that location. You can't take your RV there. You can't get to these locations. And we'll talk about why, but I think one of the big areas that AI is influencing the RVing community is through articles and blogs that are being written through AI without anybody that's reading them knowing that it actually came from AI rather than a personal experience. And that can really alter the way something is written and read and received and put into practice, not knowing that it didn't come from a human, but more of a compilation of what's out there on the internet. For example, let's type in, let's see if we have some DIY RV maintenance compared to taking it to a dealership. It takes no time at all to start having this article be written, and it sounds really good. Reading through this, you can see that there's not bad information in some of this, and some of it, like this time and convenience section here. When you take your RV to a professional dealership, you save time and hassle. The professionals perform a thorough inspection, identify problems, and ensure your RV is ready for your next adventure. That sounds like it was written by a dealership, not somebody that's actually taking their RV to a dealership. Yes, there's some great dealerships out there, but I would say that there's a lot of experiences out there where people take them and their RVs are gone for months on end. So something like that would be nice to be able to have in here. The thing is, if you have this article and you put in that same prompt later, you might get something different. Let's try that again. So now going through this next article, asking it to do basically the same thing, we now see that it gives you scheduling challenges, which is very obvious when you go to dealerships. The dealerships can have a busy schedule, meaning you might have to wait for an appointment or be without your RV for an extended period of time. So not knowing that the article is going to be written with AI may not give you the balance that you might have from somebody that has personal experience. Like if you were trying to plan a trip to go to Alaska, I would rather rely on something that maybe the Happily Ever Hanks just put out, where they went to Alaska and this is their real world experience going there, compared to just typing in prompts into AI and seeing what it would recommend for you to prepare going to Alaska. It'd be nice to know where that information came from originally. Is it an AI written article? Is it helped using AI? Was this a first-hand account of that information? It would help me give perspective to what I'm reading and how I would receive that information. You can see how easy it is just to be able to take a topic, put it in there, ask it for an article, and it gives you a full article. And if you don't spend much time making sure and authenticating the information that is in there, you might be perpetuating more information that isn't the best information to give out there for RVers. Even when you open up ChatGPT, it gives you a warning to be able to check the information that is in there, because there are checks to try and keep it safe. But come on, we know how these things work. There's going to be inaccurate things inside of these articles. So it takes work to go through those. But if you're using this just to get a cheap, quick information and post out, then that's where you could start having some of those problems. Now, I think it's really important to be as transparent as you possibly can, and I always want to do that with you. So I think it's a good idea to kind of tell you where I'm coming at for AI, kind of what's my slant when I'm looking at AI. It's kind of like the internet. I see the potential for it to do some good and be a good resource and tools, but I also see the other side of it, and I kind of lean this direction that there is a lot of paths for us to end up very, very poorly. And there's a lot of people out there that think AI could actually possibly even end the world. But I did want to try and be as fair as I possibly could looking at this topic. So I did find something that AI is doing good currently for RVing, and it's this little AI assistant called Campy. So there's this company out there helping RV parks and dealerships set up an AI assistant so that you can ask questions to it, and it can be very helpful. It doesn't take any time off. It's always available for you no matter what time of the day that you're trying to ask questions, and so it feeds all this information, everything that you have of the RV park or campground, into this AI assistant so that people can get the information. It can be very helpful. Okay, so on Verde Ranch's site, they have a AI chatbot called Rigsby. So you can pull that up and you can ask it questions. And so since this is where we hunkered down in 2020, so we spent a little bit of time here, I had an idea of what was at the grounds, and so it gave me an idea to try and test this and see what kind of answers it would give you. So asking here, do you have river access in the park? It takes hardly any time at all, and it's already giving me the answer. Yes, Verde Ranch Resort is located near a river and guests have access to it. This means you can enjoy activities like kayaking or simply take in the beautiful riverfront views. And it gives you more information about that. So let's say you wanted to ask about the dog park. How clean and sanitized is the dog park? I figure that's something that not too many AI chatbots are going to know about. So it gives me information about the enclosed area, how big it is, when they're available, and it talks about their commitment to pet health and safety. There's waste bags provided, so it does a pretty good job. We're a long ways from when Siri came out on the phone, and it was more like, seriously, how can you not understand what I'm trying to say? It's come a long ways to where it gives you the information that you're looking for quicker than probably getting somebody on the phone and asking some of these questions. Now, for this next one, I am all for trying to capture an area because it's beautiful or because it draws you in, or the scenery in that area, whether it's in a photograph or video. I love being able to capture that. When you do that, oftentimes you'll focus on the area that is beautiful and you'll kind of mask off or kind of block out, crop out the section that isn't as beautiful, so you can highlight it in the best possible way that you can. But with AI, this really takes it to the next level. I mean, it's off the charts. It's not just taking an area and just showing the beauty and excluding the other area. This is completely different. Now, this is probably a problem that's been around for a really long time. The phrase keeping up with the Joneses is just really this idea continuing of trying to keep up with the Joneses, seeing things on social media and seeing what an area looks like based on a social media post probably isn't always going to be what reality is when you go to visit there. And along with these AI generated images, it's what's creating these places that you can't go to. It's not that you can't go to places that are like this. It's that you can't go to these spots because they don't really exist. They're basically just compilations the AI puts together of what it is seen out there in creating these places that don't exactly exist in this particular form. But like this one, you can take a trip up north and find a beautiful lake similar to this and probably even more breathtaking than this picture. Or this one that kind of looks like Monument Valley. It does look a little bit fake. You may not find a lake among these formations, but you're going to find a place that's really going to be awe-inspiring. Or if you look at this one, it looks like a place in South Dakota in the Black Hills. Or this one looks like the Smoky Mountains. You can find beautiful scenery like this even better when you go there in person. Sure, you might go in the middle of the day and you may not have the best lighting, because you can put into these prompts, you can tell it exactly what you want, what time of day, what the lighting is, what the clouds to look like. It's pretty simple to do. Okay, let's try a quick one. Jagged rocky mountains with some snow on the peaks, with a reflective lake with trees around it, and storm clouds with the sun shining through. Generate. That's kind of unbelievable. That's exactly as I described it. That is pretty crazy. That one's actually pretty good. And then it gives you 3 to be able to pick from. So they're all actually pretty good. One thing that it usually does absolutely horrible at is trying to generate an RV. So if we just do generate an RV, it did absolutely nothing. Oh, wait, there's, that's terrible. This is absolutely horrible. It's like a trailer towing a trailer. It doesn't even make any sense. And this one, it's just like random junk cars on the side of the lake. So it definitely has its limitations, but you can see that you can generate something that might create envy because you can't actually go to that specific location. Oftentimes, my son and I will go photograph hunting, searching for a photograph that somebody else has taken. It's a fun exercise to be able to see how somebody else viewed that location and exactly how they framed it up. So it's a fun thing to do, but you can't do that in these locations. But you can go to places that are actually probably a little bit better than this. So in reality, nothing has really changed all that much because RVing always comes with its own challenges, and this just might be a new set of challenges, or really just kind of verifying sources to make sure that what we're seeing is real, that is written by real people, that are real places that we can go to. And as far as being discontent for the places that are available to go to, I don't think that there's any want for amazing places. Sure, you can create places that don't exist on AI, but there are so many amazing, beautiful places to see out in this country that I don't think that I can find the end of my list of real places that I want to go to. And I'd wager that that is the same for you. There are so many places on my list that we would love to travel to, and that's why we're going to keep traveling. So as always, I hope to see you on the road, but if we don't, hopefully we will see you next video.